afraid of the dark.
Right at the beginning of our relationship, my girlfriend Liza told me that she often experienced stomach pains and had kind of gotten used to them. But each time, my heart clenched with pity for her. From early in the morning, I would be up on my feet, running to the pharmacy, cooking steamed diet food for her, and in general, not taking my eyes off her, just in case she felt worse, God forbid. Liza would toss and turn all night, sometimes waking up from the pain while I stayed awake with her, asking if she needed an ambulance and giving her medicine on time. Mishka, was it worth it, she asked, seeing me off to work in the morning. It's nothing serious, your health is more important. Besides, how can you not sleep all night and then go straight to work? I hugged my beloved, looked into her eyes and said, Liska, don't you understand? I just can't watch calmly when you're in pain. And now I have to go. If anything happens, call me, okay? She kissed me on the cheek and locked the door behind me. Liska didn't work. Unlike me. I didn't mind, on the contrary, it was my initiative. Let her focus on her own things. After all, I'm the head of the family and can support us both. She would thank me endlessly for such an opportunity, paying me back in kind. I have to say, before her, I had other girlfriends, but relationships with none of them worked out. With Liza, everything was different. To be honest, I can't even imagine life without her. We've been together for several years, and despite the common belief that love only lasts 3 years, our feelings for each other only grow stronger. After my shift, I, as usual, raced home with all sails set. I wanted to pick up some wine and something tasty along the way, but remembered that Liska wasn't feeling well. Hi, I've been waiting for you, Liza greeted me as I returned home. How are you feeling? Better than yesterday, that's good. But you should still see a doctor. I will, I promise, but the day after tomorrow. Why though? I asked, a little surprised. She suddenly looked down at the floor and guiltily said, well, you see, Masha invited me to her birthday party, and I can't not go. Wait, you're sick though? Yeah, I'll just go say hello, sit with them for a bit, and then come home. All right, just don't drink or eat anything you're not supposed to. Though, I think you know that yourself, of course, and I'll go to the clinic the day after tomorrow. The next morning I was off to work again, though mentally I was already relaxing. Tomorrow I thought I should take her somewhere, to a park, for example, or to the embankment, while the weather's nice. But first I needed to take Liska to the doctor and then plan things with her. I wondered how she was doing. I should call and check. With that thought, I took out my phone from my pocket and dialed her number. But no answer. Maybe her phone died. My shift was nearing its end, but still no news from Liska, and her phone was still off. So I decided to call Masha. She didn't answer right away, but eventually a somewhat tipsy birthday girl picked up. Hello, hi. Happy birthday, thank you. Who's this? It's Misha. I'm looking for Liska. Her phone is unreachable. Is she with you by any chance? Liza? No, she left about 2 hours ago. To say I was stunned is an understatement. There was silence between us for a few seconds until Masha broke it. Hey Misha, are you still there? Yeah. Did she say where she was going? No. Just that her stomach was hurting, so she left. Got it, thanks, I said, ending the call. Now everything started to make sense. Liza must have felt sick on the way home and ended up in the hospital. Her phone probably died, or worse. The terrible thoughts made my head spin. Somehow I managed to get through the rest of my shift and then began calling all the hospitals. The first 3 had no record of her, but the 4th one finally responded. Can you repeat the last name? Nikonova. Elizaveta Nikonova. Who are you to her? I'm her live-in partner. There was silence on the other end, and I could hear some murmuring in the background. The unease in me grew stronger by the minute. Why is this taking so long, I thought. I was already shaking with fear, my forehead dotted with sweat. "Are you still there?" the person on the line asked in a noticeably quieter, almost downcast voice. "Yes, I'm here. You see, Eliza Veda was brought here following a car accident. We notified her family of what happened, but since you're not a relative..." I cut her off mid-sentence. "How is she? What happened to her? Does she need anything, young man? Listen, we were unable to contact you ourselves, and I'm sorry her family didn't inform you. But Eliza Veda died due to blood loss. My condolences." I didn't listen further and threw my phone against the wall. I didn't want to hear this. "What do you mean, she died? What condolences? Why didn't her parents inform me? What is even happening?" After catching my breath, I picked up my phone, which, luckily, was still working, and called a familiar number again. I held onto a tiny sliver of hope that this was some cruel joke or a mistake, that it wasn't my beloved, but someone else. Surely it had to be someone else. Someone picked up, though it took a moment. "Hello? Evgeny Alexandrovich, hello. Hi, Misha. I was just about to call you. Wait, what happened to Liza? Is she with you? Why were you about to call me?" Hearing this, I froze, feeling like my legs were about to give way. He told me to sit down and said Liza was gone. He continued speaking, but I couldn't hear it. My ears were ringing, my legs lost feeling, and I collapsed. I don't know how long I lay unconscious before the doorbell woke me up. Someone was ringing persistently and urgently. I opened the door to find Liza's parents standing there. The morgue, the identification, the funeral, the wake all passed like some sort of nightmare. I only remember bitter vodka, a spoonful of kudia, and the handfuls of earth I threw onto the coffin. Then, a blank void in my memory. The days after, I was a shell, going through the motions. I'd sleep, go to work, buy groceries, talk with people. My parents tried to get me to move in with them, and friends kept inviting me places. I'd nod, but eventually ignored them all. At work, thankfully, everyone was understanding. No one bombarded me with stupid questions, needless conversations, or bad jokes. I started smoking again and barely ate. Why did she go to that damn birthday party? Why did she need any of that? I can't believe she's gone. Being at home was unbearable. Everything reminded me of her. Her dress was on the chair. She'd worn it to the store the day before she died. It still smelled faintly of her perfume. Her notebook with notes and poems lay on the table, her lipstick, her toothbrush in the cup. And even her mug with unfinished tea was still there. I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. I left it there, as if she might come back and finish it. Sometimes I would talk to her mug, pretending she was there. "You wouldn't believe what happened at work today," I'd start, then close my eyes, imagining her laughter and voice. But I couldn't keep up the illusion for long. Soon I'd break down, smoke, and drown my sorrows in drink. Time marched on mercilessly, and I became convinced that my love was behind me. Nothing awaited me in the future. Why get up in the morning? Why work? What's the point? These thoughts plagued me constantly, making brief moments of peace disappear as soon as they came. I started living on instant noodles and spent weekends drinking. At first I drank a liter of beer or so, but after a couple of weeks I'd moved on to vodka. Green mold had grown in Liska's mug, a grim reminder that she would never drink from it again. The smell in the apartment had grown foul, especially from the trash can and fridge. My whole apartment was a mess, the floor so sticky with grime that my slippers clung to it. I'd trip over things, and once even fell, but I had no motivation to clean. Why bother when I spent all my time either at work or lying on the bed? Honestly, I didn't even want to go to work. But moving in with my parents was an even worse thought, so I forced myself out of bed every morning to support myself. One morning I had a vivid dream of Liza. She was lying on the bed, softly stroking my hair. It felt so real that I woke up in tears. I begged her to forgive me, to come back, but she only smiled, whispered something I couldn't understand, and faded into the distance, leaving me alone. The room felt hollow and cold. That dream shattered the last remnants of my sanity. I realized that the only way I could cope was to bring her home. So I made my way to the cemetery, undeterred by the rain. Drenched, I reached her grave and started digging.